think I've ever been more proud of a team in my time. I've been doing this for 32 years. And to have that kind of resilience and that kind of commitment and belief in each other is special in any sport, at any level. So full credit to Florida State. They were one heck of a team, and we knew that they were going to cause us problems, on the attacking side, but we've never wavered in our belief that we can score goals too. We've done it all year, and we've proved tonight that we can do it. So, but full credit to these two kids sitting next to me and to the others out in the field. They've worked so hard to get to where they are, but just really super proud.
I will open up to questions.
So, Coach, I know one of the things you were thinking. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Coach, I know one of the things you were thinking about going into the game is that maybe if you could get some set pieces, you could take advantage of that and maybe get some opportunities there. Yep. How do you think that played into it? Because one of your big goals was on set piece.
Well, I mean, I think we scored a goal on a set piece, right? We scored on a free kick. Unfortunately, we gave one up too, which is unusual for us. But at the end of the day, the game plan was about making Florida State have to play around us, not through us or over us. And for the most part, we did that. We knew that if we could complete a couple of passes and we could find our forwards and make Florida State have to defend us in their own defensive third, that we were good enough. We've got kids that can hit a ball too, and we were good enough to create our own chances. So, we had set pieces we had in mind. We didn't get many corners. We knew that would be hard, but we knew free kicks we'd have to capitalize on, and on one of them we did. So, so I'm glad that we're able to do that.
Sir, what is your mindset going into a penalty kick shootout? I know it's not your first time, obviously, doing that, but what are you thinking of when you have to do that? Because there's so much pressure on you.
Yep. First, just clear my mind. I usually close my eyes, take a few deep breaths, just center on myself, on my abilities, and then getting hype, getting my team hype, the players that are about to go kick the ball, trying to use that intimidation factor against the other team. So kind of focusing on myself internally and then focusing externally.
So, Abi, in the first half, it was pretty even, as far as possession. You guys had a lot of possession. I think you guys had like 51%, so you had a little bit more in the first half. Yeah. In the second half, it kind of flipped. And FSU had a lot of possession. They were putting a lot of pressure on. How did you guys absorb that pressure? And Sara had some really nice saves. But how did you guys absorb that pressure and then get some counterattacks and get some opportunities yourself?
Yeah, and again, lots of credit to Wojo. That was one of the best goalkeeper performances I think I've ever seen. I think in that scenario, we have always had a really strong defense, and I think we pride ourselves on being really disciplined in the box and really disciplined in our defending. So I know that definitely helps. And then when we get it up the field, just knowing that our forwards are completely capable of holding it up and kind of just doing their job on that side of the ball.
Not to monopolize all the questions.
It's fine.
But, Coach, when you're going into this game, obviously you're going in up against the number one seed, going into and playing on their home field where they very rarely lose. What was the mindset you were trying to get your team to have that belief that they could do it?
It wasn't about, you don't create belief in a week. You create belief over time. And a year ago, we were young and we underachieved a little bit. And the day after, we vowed that we would be back to national prominence. We talked about that openly, and we went through the spring and pushed and learned what it meant to be a real team. And the belief started then. And then as we got more players came in August and preseason, it just grew. There's a lot of talent on this team. It's not just talent. It's heart and it's toughness and it's relationships. And that's what these guys have. So there wasn't a particular, we joked about shock the world, right? Vanderbilt football beating Alabama as number one. We talked about, kind of laughingly joked about that. But our mentality from a preparation perspective was we're not going to sit in our own half. We're going to go and press them. We're going to put two forwards up against them. We're going to press Florida State. Why not? We're a good team. We're not going to come in and be defensive. Let's make them beat us. Let's not concede before we start the game. And that honestly was the last part of the messaging. But they already knew and they already believed they could do it. And I think that's credit to the leadership, to the captains, to the seniors, that goes all the way through the team. This is a mature, well-led team.
One last one. Abby, you guys gave up a goal in the first minute.
Mhm.
What's that? You huddle up. What's that talk about when you try to come back from that, having the fortitude to come back in hostile territory?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you say?
Such a pressure-filled game. What do you say when that happens?
I mean, I think in that scenario, you just really can't freak out. You can't already go into it, you'll go down and just thinking that you've lost the game already. So I think one big thing for us is just to play our game. Like, just because they scored a goal doesn't mean that we're not in the game. So just focusing on like how we are as a team and our identity, and just sticking to that. I think it's really important to not get chaotic and not get frantic in those moments. And it's really easy, especially going down that early in a game. But I mean, it's happened to us before, and we've responded usually pretty well. So.